Hey, welcome to Joy is on the Menu. I'm Sascha, and today's essay is called The Eye of the Storm, first published March 30th, 2019. Here it goes. In the eye of the storm, all is calm. When life is in session, sometimes it can feel like a storm. Logistics, planning, hurrying from one thing to the next. For me, it's important to pause in the midst of all that and return to that peaceful, grateful place. Oh, yeah, I created this life this way. It didn't happen to me, it's happening for me. And today, if it's not serving me, what can I take care of in my inner world or outer world to make things better? The checklist: food, sleep, rest, exercise, physical care, mental, emotional care, faith, meditation, quiet sitting, home, relationships, community, gratitude, service. How full is my cup on each of these levels, and what can I do to fill her up? Small things count. Do I need to pick up the phone or put the phone down today? Am I willing to listen quietly for the next right thing? Am I willing to enjoy what there is to be enjoyed, even though life is imperfect? I am imperfect. Everyone in the entire history of the universe, including that person, is imperfect. Am I willing to breathe in and out 5 times, deeply, with eyes closed, noticing the colors I see when my eyes are closed? Am I willing to loosen my jaw, relax my forehead right now? Am I willing to keep going in this life with these circumstances, these gifts, these challenges, and feel grateful for it? Yes, yes, I am. Even though all these things, I'm going to keep going. And today I am here with Holly Ridgway, positivity coach and manifestation expert. And we are talking about how to feel better more of the time when stuff gets crazy feeling and there's just too much of this and not enough of that.
Yeah, you brought up some of the best tools ever. I mean, because even if you don't do all of those things, if you're willing to do one, then you've sort of nailed it. So, one of the ones that you mentioned that I feel like is so easy is the taking the breath, because I learned many years ago that if we can slow our breath rate to 5 breaths per minute, it will actually trigger the parasympathetic nervous system. So it literally will calm you down. And so that's just an easy, like a full 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out.
That's way too long for me. Like, I feel like I can get a benefit from just matching my inhale and exhale, like count to three, just like match it. People are like, in for 17, hold for 12,
Yeah.
for 17. I'm
I was
like,
wondering if you were going to mention like box breath or something like that. That's why I'm like, no, I can't. Yeah, when it's in and then hold and then out and hold and in,
I,
no.
I mean, I can do that. I just find that like perfect is the enemy of the good. And for me, when I'm in a little bit of excitation, I don't even realize it, but usually I'm actually holding my breath.
Hmm.
So any kind of conscious
Exactly. That's
forcing
true.
myself to breathe slowly and deeply is going to be a benefit. But I hear what you're saying, 5 breaths a minute, science, 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 like great.
Yeah. And I can hear the resistance that sometimes like be completely conscious and aware for 60 seconds. Screw you. I'm just trying
Like
to get
one breath, one, I'm good.
wrote the essay. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, and I think one of the principles that maybe I didn't mention in the essay is the principle of it doesn't take that much. It doesn't need to be like, I need to go on retreat to Bali for a week. It could be like, I need to, before I get out of my car and go inside, like take one or two conscious inhale, exhale, and just slow my roll a teeny bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would agree with that. I just offer the 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. Because sometimes you can't take a full 60 seconds. You really are kind of looking at the next thing. And it's actually, I think, probably, and again, I haven't verified this or looked at the studies, but it's the awareness and the counting for even one or two breaths that brings you back into your frontal lobe. So you're thinking clearly and you're not in the fight or flight and the rush state of mind. Because I always say too, that urgency is a red flag. And so just even like you said, just one breath, two breaths, that can be enough.
Well, just sitting here while you were talking, I tested it out and it turns out I can do a count of six. I didn't think I could, but I can, and that is actually quite helpful. So you're right. I was resistant. I was like, I'm not doing six, I'll do three. So, it's so funny. It's like,
Why did I call you a rebel those last few days?
well, anyway, just
But you mentioned, I mean, really, like what I didn't count, but I mean, half a dozen things at least of really great practices. And so we're
thanks.
just talking about kind of the fastest access.
Breakfast, protein in the
Right.
morning,
I
or whatever it
I
is that
still
works for you.
I still, after decades of personal development, I make myself eat an egg. Whether I want to or not, it is. It's like just put it in your mouth, Holly. Just do the thing. And it helps tremendously. So
Yeah.
it is the small things.
But it's like for you, an egg is the thing. I know other people for whom like oatmeal is the
Hmm.
thing. So it's really trial and error. And these small tests of change, like improvement science says, just, give it a whirl for a day or 3 days, or I feel like a week is too much. But maybe some people say you have to try something for a week to see if it works. No way for me. I'm like, how did I feel today having,
We have a bad habit previously that instant gratification would take too long. So
yeah, yeah.
we're also keeping that in check
I want
and
my
rewarding our.
results yesterday. I want yesterday is too long from now. So let's see. Mental emotional care is on my list.
Right. And so
What does
that's,
that even mean? Do we all have to go to therapy? Like, I don't think so.
I mean, it's not a horrible idea, but I mean, it's not going to be, you're offering like really actionable things. And we've been talking more about, again, like leaving something definitive that listeners could kind of work with right away or glean onto. So, yeah, that's why the breath, the easy, 60 seconds, slowing down the breath rate for 60 seconds. I also sometimes of course, I have a real dislike of being cold, and I found out that running my hands under warm water will also create that parasympathetic thing so that I'm not in fight or flight as much. It's a really simple, soothing thing that when somebody told me about it, I started doing it, and lo and behold, again, is it the pause that I take? Is it the intention or the focus, the moment of presence I have with my hands in the water? Maybe. But
It,
I also like the science. I mean, I need a lot of left and right brain to get me to do stuff too,
I mean, it
Sasha.
might also just be like I'm doing something that feels good, and feeling good makes me feel good. Like, I mean, we could
Amen.
talk about neurobiology and parasympathetic nervous system all day long, but it's like, when was the last time, I went to some yoga class and the teacher had us sit with our feet in front of us and then rub our feet. And it was like, this feels great. Oh my gosh, this is like a
Mhm.
really advanced practice. And it's like, oh, I could do this. I could rub the arches of my feet because that feels good.
Yeah.
And so I suddenly am feeling like, my gosh, this podcast is so not how to 10x your business. There are a lot of podcasts about, how to organize your kitchen better or increase your profit margins or whatever. And this podcast is really about simple things we forget to do that we can do to feel better more of the time. And my bias is that if we take the time to do these things, it will snowball into, positive snowball into better results in other areas of our lives.
And maybe even habitual behavior so that it's easy to take the pause, that it's easy to do the things that we know work for us. That's sort of the ultimate, doing it enough that it becomes a habit.
And I need a lot of encouragement and reinforcement that I'm worth it, as the commercial says, and I'm worth it. Um,
Yeah.
when I was Wall Street lawyering, and I was also sort of holding on for dear life doing yoga to just find some sanity. I would like do handstands in my office, like in between conference calls, just for a little, and it was really helpful. I don't do that if it's not part of your normal practice. It doesn't need to be that extreme,
Nobody hurt
but
themselves. We are not
yeah,
responsible.
no. But I really think that gave me like another year of practice, just doing that one thing. Now, had I known about the water under the faucet, like maybe I could have gotten another year just out of that. But I guess we learn what we need to learn when we need to learn it. But if anyone out there is feeling like in that stormy place where it's just a little untenable.
Absolutely. My clients aren't all woo-woo like I am. I get to bring the woo, but they need to keep performing at work and at home. And yeah, and they're trying to figure out how do I do that and how do I make it more enjoyable? In fact, I don't even think they know that's why they're wanting to talk to me. I think it is just like,
Well, joy isn't necessarily on the menu. It's just like, how do I stay productive
right,
and
right.
keep going?
And
And
then,
it's like, oh, one of the key ingredients to staying productive and keep going is joy.
yeah,
And before joy comes not pain.
right,
So it's like a balance sheet. Before we get to increase the fun of life or the good feelings, we have to decrease the bad feelings. And yeah, certainly being in fight, flight, freeze is a bad feeling for
right.
most of us.
Yeah, so that moment of neutral can be really surprisingly powerful just to stop whatever negative momentum is there. And again, I think as we build habits, like what happened for me is I live a really unpredictable life and I will find myself lacking solutions and it's not going to be a 60-second breath for me. And I still am really procrastinate, distracted. I get on my phone to turn on the 40-minute meditation. And next thing I know, I'm answering emails and I might get in 10 minutes. I know now through experience and trial and error, I find solutions for my clients and for myself in like the 40-minute meditation or the hour and 20-minute meditation. And now I have at least the 15-minute discipline. And that's what I did today. I just parlayed that into another 45-minute meditation. And then all possibilities opened up again. But without the 15-minute habit, I wasn't doing an hour today. No way.
So I'm hearing this, and it's kind of like my reaction to the 6-second breath, like, hell no, hell no, 45 minutes. I could climb a mountain, make a frittata, do my nails, have a conversation with both my parents in 45 minutes. I could write a bestseller in 45 minutes. So I think it's again, know thyself. And how do we know ourselves if we don't give ourselves the chance to try stuff out and see really how it feels for us? And at first, trying something new, 100%, I think I can safely say 100% will feel weird. And then the job is to figure out what will it take to not feel weird doing this, or is this just not my thing? And discernment is key. Discernment.
And trial and error, just and starting with 60 seconds. It really is. That's exactly where it starts from.
But forcing myself to do something, I know what that feels like and it doesn't feel good. But I always talk about this, the firm hand of kindness and the soft hand of kindness, like as if I were my own child and I need a little push sometimes. That's the firm hand of kindness. Or sometimes I need a little soothing, and that's the soft hand of kindness. And knowing when to do which with myself and with others is helpful. But pushing myself to do something that feels uncomfortable isn't always mean. And letting myself off the hook isn't always self-indulgent.
Amen. Nice. Totally.
But sometimes it is.
Sometimes, but
Like yesterday, I really needed to eat 3 pretzels and have some diet tonic. Oh gosh,
I
do I
had the
sound
whole,
so lame? Like that's my big
no, it's so,
like secret sinning food.
I had like an entire coaching thing with a client once when I was explaining to her this long process of allowing myself to eat the cookie. And
Mm.
she and I still joke about it today. She was like, that was the best hour of coaching, the eat the cookie coaching. Because I had this big fudgy protein cookie, and for some reason I wasn't eating it. And it's a much longer story than we're going to
Well, were
go
you
into
saving
now.
it or rationing it or like waiting to earn it or
Waiting to earn it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and so the peace and the ideas and the movement that happened in my life when I just finally ate the cookie, it was pretty profound. And so it is finding that balance of when is it distraction and when is it, no, there really is something I need to.
Most people I, know and work with,
Mhm.
yeah, most people in my milieu err on the side of self-deprivation. And the self I'm talking about is the healthy self. And if we deprive our healthy selves long enough, what happens is, I mean, this is what I've seen in myself and with others. We kind of overindulge to make up for it. So figuring out some healthy treats like stretching in the morning or having that chat with my girlfriend on the way to pick up my kid or having a full fat latte, like easy treats on the regular keeps me from getting so depleted that I need to burn everything down and quit my job and get drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, as I know we're wrapping up because we both need to go to another appointment, is it joy on the menu doesn't have to be that you order the giant entree. It really is sometimes just the side dish or even just the great sauce on the side of life.
Giving myself a foot rub. I mean, with lotion. Holy moly.
Yeah, warm water.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
so
my
simple.
my ex-husband's face just came into my face and it's like, I don't want to do that. He doesn't like a foot rub, which is like crazy to me. I love a foot rub.
Yeah, and then back to the
But
main point is find what works for
he
you.
loves to listen to some jam band music though
Right?
in his recliner,
Yeah.
and he doesn't do that very much. He's working. So if you're listening, please allow yourself to listen to some good music. And remember, joy is on the menu. I hope you order some today.